Security measures. No photography, video, audio recording. Important cautions. Please be aware of the important cautions. What is spa manifestation? Let's hear from Bhagwan himself explaining what is spa manifestation.
All the 25 states of consciousness, when they happen in you, due to your chemicals and hormones ups and downs, it is powerlessness. When it happens in you, out of your free will and consciousness, it is powerfulness. That's all. When you fall into sleep, it is powerlessness. When you enter into sleep, it is powerfulness. When you fall into dream, it is powerlessness. When you decide to dream, it is powerfulness. So I have added the ultimate powerfulness, Turyatita, in your whole being and doing. Manifest all the powers. Understand, power manifestation is nothing but cognitive shift. It is not work. It is cognitive shift. Understand? It is just cognitive shift. It's not work. Work is a 4-letter word. Power manifestation is cognitive shift. Playing with life. Playing with being alive.
Beautifully, Bhagwan talks about what is power manifestation. Power manifestation is a cognitive shift from who we are as body and mind to conscious sovereignty as our reality, as the truth, who we are in the higher cognition, matured cognition. And it's a science. Because it's a science, each one of us can manifest it and it can be repeated. And the evidences to support that it is a science. Science of our manifestation, which is authentic, time-tested, scientific and foolproof. The Shastra Pramana, the evidence from the scriptures, the eternal, unchangeable truth revealed in the source scriptures, Vedas and Agamas. Apta Pramana, experience of the results of the Aptas. Aptas are the Rishis, Munis, Kanas, Nainamas, Alvars, Siddhas. Millions of them are authority of Hinduism, who manifested all the powers of Paramashiva, which is scientific and foolproof. Atma Pramana, account of His Divine Holiness, Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam, this millennium's avatars, personal experience of power manifestation, Bhagwan's very own Leelas. As per the Apta and as per the Shastra, Bhagwan placed the Leela to showcase that a human can have a cognitive shift and experience the conscious sovereignty as their reality. And Shakshi Pramana, millions of disciples, devotees, followers all around the world initiated by Bhagwan into the science of power manifestation. Beautifully, Bhagwan says, whoever comes to Kailash Courtyard, I myself will be there and manifest all the powers of Paramashiva. Pratyaksha Pramana, the scientific study, measuring the effect of being in the enlightened state. The enlightened state or thoughtless space or the peaceful state. Completely no thoughts disturbing us. Completely how we reside when we go to sleep. One state that all of us love in the whole universe, all the beings. This deep sleep state that can be experienced in the conscious, in the waking state as awakened state. And that is measured scientifically and beautifully displayed in Shastra Pramana for the power of third eye here from Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. Vijnana, consciousness, Bhairava, one who experienced the consciousness, and Tantra is the method for experience the consciousness beyond the mind. How you have method in science, method in so many studies. We in the conscious sovereignty also to follow and experience the oneness as the ultimate space, state, powers and superconsciousness of Paramashiva. This is Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, Sutra 34, Dharana 11.
Is taken from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, Sutra 34, Dharana 11. Kapalantarmanonyasya tishthanmilitalochanaha kramena manaso dardhyat lakshaye lakshamuttamam कपालान्तर्मनोऽन्यस्य तिष्ठन्मीलितलोचनः क्रमेण मनसोदाढ्यात् लक्ष्ये लक्ष्यमुत्तमम्.
34, Dharana 11.
Bhagavan Paramashiva said, by fixing the mind on the inner space within the crown center and sitting stably without any movement, having the eyes closed in succession by the stability of the mind and the inner space, through the power of third eye, directly sees the ultimate goal by having the vision beyond the sight that reveals any object or place, attaining the space of oneness with the source, Paramashiva. Beautifully, it gives step-by-step instruction by fixing the mind on the inner space, how to bring the thoughtlessness in our inner space and how to hold it, sitting stably without movement, having the eyes closed. Having the eyes closed and having no thoughts and having it for a longer period of time. The stability of the mind and the inner space is one opens up the third eye and sees all that beyond and more. And that is the ultimate goal of the very purpose of a life. Bhagavan beautifully said, don't question the truth, question the delusion. Hanuman, he was a great devotee of Rama, but the first time he meets Rama, he asks Rama in Sanskrit 9 types of grammar to see whether he is a real guru. Even those days, they were fake gurus and they have to figure out who is the right guru. And beautifully, Hanuman or Vivekananda goes and finds out if the guru is truth. But the beautiful thing is the disciple is smart enough to understand that. Now we have lost the science. Not the guru has lost the science. We have lost the science to understand who is the right guru, who is the Ekasandagragi, who is the one who can manifest all the powers, who is the one who can refer to the Shastra and Apta for references, who is initiated by the ultimate and manifested as reality. Here Bhagavan gives all the possibility for us to understand the truth. Parikshit, he was a great king and he was ruling the kingdom. Even he was initiated when in the womb itself by Krishna, by protecting him from the Brahmastra, when when the whole Brahmastra was shot against him, and in the womb, Krishna protects with his chakra and Sudarshana chakra, and simply he could be an enlightened child, but he chose to be a king. And then he enjoyed the king, and he one day while going to the forest, he got upset with a hermit and threw a dead snake on him. He was in deep penance that he doesn't even know the body, and the snake was on him. When his son knew about him, the Brahmin boy cursed Parikshit that you have 7 days where you will be stung by a snake, and the worst poisonous snake, and you will die. Parikshit then realizes the truth. Then the Vairagya opens up. Even those days there was no Vairagya. Bhakti without Vairagya is still useless. Jnana Vairagya Bhakti, understanding the ultimate purpose of our life and knowing the reason why we are living and having the Vairagya to stand up to the reality and having the Bhakti to attain it. That conscious sovereignty that we need to experience, the thoughtless space, was the highest priority now for him. And he says, he blesses the small Brahmin boy that he got 7 days to get liberated. Then he goes there and finds Sukacharya. Sukacharya, the greatest avatar, who has Veda Vyasa's very own son. And when he was born as an enlightened being, even then Vyasa says, go to Janaka to find out whether you are enlightened. When he asked the question whether I am enlightened. And when he goes to Janaka, he sees him as an emperor. He is not a sannyasi or hermit, but an emperor ruling and commanding everything. He sits at the gate humbly, patiently, 3 days, without any question, without any thoughts. And after 3 days, Janaka calls him with all the celebration, giving him 1 pot of oil for him to take a bath and be there. And he takes him through all the glamorous and all the greatest places. But Sukacharya does not even blink for anything. He just follows where Janaka goes, and simply when he enters to the court, and Janaka declares him enlightened. The beautiful space that Sukacharya had, he had the greatest space that he doesn't know even the gender, beyond the gender. If some women were taking bath, even where the Vyasa goes, they were feeling shy. But when Sukacharya went, they did not have anything. The same thing is told well for Vivekananda and Swami Yogananda by Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. They don't even have an idea of the gender, so they do not have any gender to differentiate, so nobody feels shy in front of them. To that extreme great space, they all lived, and they all manifested their Guru as their reality, and they simply surrendered to the ultimate. And when they surrender, the conscious sovereignty simply happened as their reality. Whatever definition given by our Guru, and Paramashiva himself has come down, God himself as our Guru, who has defined beautifully, and holding him in our inner space, the thoughtlessness simply happens as reality. There is no thoughts when Paramashiva is in your inner space. Other than him, how you can cherish anything else? Now, Apta Pramana, Sanjay Vedavyasa gives a power of third eye for Sanjaya for 19 days so that he can tell Dhritarashtra what all the things are happening. Dhritarashtra was actually blessed by Krishna to have his vision back and see all the Mahabharata, but he refused as he doesn't want to see such a trauma going to happen and so much of bloodshed of his very own sons. He said, I don't need it, I will just listen to Sanjaya. But Sanjaya, before even the Mahabharata started, Dhritarashtra asked him to describe the planet Earth. So he says, planet Earth is like a mirror. It just mirrors whatever the vision happens. A rabbit, a leaf, anything. It just mirrors into that space. And simply, you can see how the world happens. The beautiful part is from the Mahabharata chapter 23. Bhagavan here beautifully describes his 360 degrees vision, what actually happens to him and how he experienced the greater science of conscious sovereignty.
At the age of 12, when I say 12, it is based on the Indian standard. As per the American standard, it's 11. Because in West, they only tell the number which is over. In India, we tell the number which is running. Because in India, aging is respected. In West, youth are respected. India, age receives respect in our society. So, we always try to show 1 year more. So, between 11 and 12, that was the time. On this very day, means now I am between 35 and 36. How many years before? 24 years before. 2 dozen years over. 24 years before, on this same day, on the Poornima day, today is also Vaigasi Visaga, Vaigasi month, Visaga Nakshatra, Subramania's enlightenment day. As per the tradition, this is the day Subramania appeared. This is considered to be the birthday of Subramania. He appeared from the third eye of Mahadeva. He is embodiment of jnana, enlightenment. It is his enlightenment day also. So today Mahadeva gave birth to Subramania. On this very day, in the evening, I went to the hill, Arunachala hill. At the feet of the Arunachala hill, in the foothills, there's a place called Pavayakundru, Coral Hillock. On a rock, you can see exactly this is the same rock on which I was sitting. It's a very beautiful place, very powerful place where Devi became enlightened. The place is the place where Devi Parvati did tapas and became enlightened. So still there is a Ardhanarishwara temple there. The place has a strong connection with the spiritual energy. I should narrate the incidents happened before this experience. Only then you will understand the whole experience. Because in those days, I started practicing the self-enquiry. Who am I? In a little different way as initiated by Annamalai Swamigal, an enlightened being, enlightened master, who is a disciple of great incarnation, Ramana Maharshi. He is a disciple of Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi, Annamalai Swamigal. I had the fortune of sitting at his feet at very young age. Still I have his personal diary in which, his own handwriting, he recorded all his connection with Bhagavan and teachings of Bhagavan like a diary. Still I have that diary in my possession. In our archives it is there. It was gifted to me by one of his disciples, a great sadhu. Once I went to listen to him. A few foreigners were sitting around him and he was talking about some spiritual truths. I'll tell you roughly what I understood from his words. I can't say this is what he said. I can say this is what I heard. That we are not a body. There is no pain, suffering for us. I was really surprised to hear that, because I've seen when in my family, if the kids are beaten, they cry. Even though I was never beaten, I have seen kids are being beaten. They cry. And so it was really beginning of search for me. Please listen. I went to the house. I know I have not understood whatever he said, but because I was in the pure space of listening, whatever he said was intensely working on me. It is like Ramakrishna tells a beautiful story. A mother pearl, oyster, has to receive the water, rain water, showers from the sky during Swati Nakshatra. When the Swati Nakshatra is on the peak, the rain water drop which falls from the sky, the oyster has to catch that rain water. Then she has to go into the ocean and process that water drop. That drop water becomes pearl. Same way, you have to be in the pure space of listening to receive the words from the master and go and work on it. Then only you will see the pearl happening. The pearl of enlightenment, experience happening in you. I was in the pure space of listening. So those words entered into my being. But I was not capable of cognizing what he said. I cognized what he said. That moment I would have become enlightened. But I was not capable of cognizing what he said. I only listened. But my listening was so pure. The word was intensely working on me. I was possessed by that word. Listen. I was possessed by that word so powerfully. Whatever I was doing physically, that word was sitting in me. When a completion and completion hits at each other, a completion is born. Poornamada Poornamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate. My inner space completion and the completion of Annamalai Swamigal, both were going through a process through the word he uttered, through the initiation he gave. It was like I was filled with that word. How can this be? I can say the internalizing was going on. When you are in completion, even if you don't cognize Master's words, those words will not leave you. They will take cognizance of you. Master's words will take cognizance of you. Listen. When I utter a word, It spreads all over the hall, but only the space of completions it even recognizes as human beings and enters into them. Others it just goes above the head. If you are not in the space of completion, the word just does not even recognize you. When you are in the space of completion, it recognizes your presence, your existence. So the word was working on me so powerfully. The word took cognizance of me. It was so strong on me. I started contemplating. One day it became too much. I wanted to find out the truth. So I wanted to experiment on myself, whether I have pain or not. I ran, picked up a shaving razor. Those days it will be like a long blade on which you will insert a blade and shave. I took my father's that razor and cut my thigh very deeply and long enough so. Later on they have to make a 13 stitches. That time I did not have any technique or methodology or idea to go beyond pain, or I have not experienced enlightenment. So net started oozing out, gushing out, and I can say I was shaken. Still I am not able to exactly describe whether there was pain or not, but I was shaken. I can say it was more psychological. More than that, my mother crying and running around, my grandmother who always suspected I am mad, got confirmed. She said that Paitya Swami has done something, and the ruckus they created, I can say that I felt I am supposed to be in pain and distress. I was taken to the hospital. Hospital is just opposite house. Just straight, you cross the road, hospital. This side, the house in which I was born and brought up, that side is the doctor. Still he is alive in Tiruvannamalai. So I was taken to the doctor. His name is Karunanidhi. Still he is there, and his sons also became doctor. And I was taken to the doctor, and he saw, and he asked me, what did I do? What I did? I have no answer. Then he did whatever need to be done, and then he did 13 stitches. Still the stitch marks are there. 13 stitches. Of course, after 2 or 3 days, I went again to Annamalai Swamigal and asked him, please understand, I did not take responsibility for my inauthentic understanding. I put the blame on him. I put the blame on him. I ran to him and said, see what you taught me. You said we don't have pain or suffering. I went and cut my thigh. I am having pain. But now I remember, I can't even record or remember having pain. The ruckus they created around me was suffocating. And I am forced to believe I am supposed to be having pain and pain. So I went and told him, see what you taught, and in a mood of blaming him, he laughed and said, don't worry my son, you did not understand what I said, but even without understanding, your attitude of experimenting is a great quality. Hold on to it, you will achieve the ultimate. Of course, even at the end of the conversation, I was not satisfied or happy. I told him, all these you could have taught me before I cut myself.
This, let's go to the Shakshi Pramana.
How he explained how the greatest science was when he was ready for the Guru. That is exactly how Hanuman, how Vivekananda were always ready for their Guru, even though they were testing the Guru. They were always ready to receive him and manifest the conscious sovereignty as reality. Now let's take some picture books and paper and pencil and IBAN. Why do I need the IBAN? if you understand the greater science, how this third eye works versus the utility, all the five senses. All the five senses is just a utility. It receives the light energy and converts as a object. But third eye works directly reflection of consciousness in the brain. So when you close your third eye, simply close your two eyes, the third eye simply starts recognizing what it is. For example, if I keep my finger 3, I do not have to remember or recognize. I know it is part of me. Conscious sovereignty works like that. You become part of everything when you are in quantum. And quantum string theory, everything is connected. So you know what it is because you are that. And you know what it is, the picture, and simply it reflects in you like a mirror. And you write down how Sanjaya was able to see the reflection of the objects in the planet Earth like a mirror. You will also be able to see the reflection of these objects in your third eye. And simply you will be able to write down all these greater truth, how Bhagavan has given. If we follow with simple integrity, simple obedience, we'll be able to manifest huge powers. Now we are going to get into the meditation. Before that, tie your eye bands so that no light enters, and whatever appears in the third eye, keep noting it down. Whichever page, whatever, just keep seeing what is that the picture is and keep noting down picture, numbers, colors, anything that you are able to see. And at the end of the cycle, you can verify you got some of it correct, then you have manifested some powers. If you get at least 5 of the pictures correct in a row, then you have started manifesting the powers of third eye. And simply, if you experience Kundalini energy, go ahead and share others' videos and other cognitions where you feel like you know that it is manifestation of power of third eye. Then simply you will start manifesting the powers. How sharing can make me manifest? Because we share what we believe is true. When we are clicked with that sharing, we share it. That is why sharing is so powerful. Now let's get into the meditation. Let's sit straight with the head, neck and spine in a straight line and wait to receive Bhagavan in the beautiful space of oneness. And bring the power visualization of Paramashiva to your third eye again and again. Sit as Para Shakti, 25 heads and 75 eyes and 50 hands. Receive him inside. Bhagavan says, visualize me with joyful, happy, bubbling and dancing like Nataraja inside your inner space. Hold that for a few minutes. No gadgets, no thoughts for this session. Gadgets, you can use it for recording, but other than that, nothing else. Absolute unclutching. How Bhagavan said, the cluttered mind, unclutter it. That's all. Unclutch everything. Whatever comes to you, unclutch and only hold Paramashiva. When you chant the Maha Vakya, entangle with Bhagavan in deep oneness space, Bhagavan is waiting for you to manifest the powers of Paramashiva. He will simply show you the picture and you will be so shocked to see it perfectly right. So you can start manifesting the powers just by chanting deeply, merging into the Paramashiva space and beautifully experiencing the oneness as your reality. Now let's start few minutes of meditation, deep meditation where we can experience the superconscious breakthrough in our life as conscious sovereignty. This is the best gift a person can give. A human from superconscious being is the best gift to give to Bhagavan on Guru Poornima. So let's start manifesting the powers of Paramashiva.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Paramashivoham, 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 Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eye. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eye. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up. Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Beautiful picture and you have noted down, please remove your IBAN and you can verify it. Beautifully, Bhagavan says, whatever you surrender to Bhagavan's lotus feet, he himself will manifest all the auspiciousness and abundance and reality for you. The more and more conscious sovereignty is your priority, more and more life becomes auspiciousness and it falls in place every time. Whatever happens, it just falls in place because you are residing in conscious sovereignty as your integrity. Integrity to Guru is living in conscious sovereignty and simply manifesting your reality as everything falls in place and simply you start experiencing the abundance and auspiciousness. That is what Arjuna found out with Krishna, that he doesn't have to do anything. He doesn't have to achieve anything. He doesn't have to feel incomplete about anything. All is done, taken care by Krishna himself. All he needs to do is reside in Krishna. When Krishna told Uddhava, finally, whatever I have taught you, all you need to do is reside in Krishna and contribute to others' life. And simply you will start manifesting all what you want and much more as your reality, and fulfilling and being blissful in the space of conscious sovereignty when you reside in Paramashiva as your purpose of life and as your responsibility. The more and more we get diverted from that, the more and more chaos and confusion starts happening as our reality, and finally nothing is achieved. Now we'll have one more cycle quickly and experience the oneness with Paramashiva. You can take some other book or you can use the same book of different pages. Just note down whatever. Don't note down only when you're feeling it and when you're correct. No, note down everything. Whatever you experience, start noting down all the details and simply you will circle and say, yes, I got it. Because our mind is constantly happening. And simply when you're connecting again and again and again to Paramashiva, how you connect to the internet, you connect back to Paramashiva and simply at one point it clicks and happens and you experience the oneness and manifest as flowers. And in that, all the junk that we have written, we'll start slowly seeing that correct also started happening to us. And you will know that absolutely what is the space of Paramashiva. The more and more you start manifesting powers, more you will understand the higher science, higher reality, the existential reality, how you exist in the reality as forever, eternal, and simply not melt down in this delusion and get caught into disease and death cycle. The ajaba japa that happens in us is the sound within you start listening. As long as you don't have that listening that is happening inside you, we need to chant. Chanting is to bring that listening into us. And after that, you can stop chanting, but you will hear the same Mahavakya inside you, and you will be only listening to the Mahavakya in such a joy that you will just melt and disappear into that and experiencing oneness with Paramashiva. The science of Ajapa Japa, the mantra, if you understand, that's so easy to manifest all the powers. And now let's sit straight with the head, neck and spine in a straight line. Put away your gadgets for a few minutes and start chanting the Mahavakya in such a joy and such a oneness. Simply being Paramashiva, dancing with Paramashiva, or you being Paramashiva, just be there as Paramashiva, not letting anything else, chanting the Mahavakya continuously and forgetting anything that you are the body, you are a just gender, everything. Just chant the Mahavakya. You will feel such a oneness space and manifest as powers. Let's start entangling with Bhagavan and write down whatever Bhagavan shows as conscious sovereignty.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Beautifully, Bhagwan's prasada, whatever you have received, now share it with the world. Whatever you have, pictures or powerful cognition or initiation that you experience or suggestion, anything, thank Bhagwan. In Guru Poornima, all that we can offer at Bhagwan's lotus feet is our identity and thank Bhagwan with the responsibility for manifesting the conscious sovereignty as our reality. The ultimate gift that Bhagwan has given for all of us to experience is conscious sovereignty. Having that as very core purpose of our life and accepting the Guru as our reality is the whole science that Bhagwan is teaching us. And simply sharing makes that beautiful space in all of us. Sharing is the most important part, how the icing on the cake. When you start sharing, you become that. And that is the greatest science. If you see the dollar sign, you can offer the gratitude on Guru Poornima. Offering at Guru's feet for Kailasha is the ultimate thing that you can do. Sarva Parithyagi, the one you surrender your identity and give up everything for the Guru to manifest in you is the ultimate science that Hinduism teaches us. You can offer 1 unit of your currency, whatever you can, as your contribution on Guru Purnima, thanking Bhagwan for all that he is offering to the world, and Shiva himself coming down as Paramashiva himself coming down as a Guru is the greatest blessing that we are having. So thank yourself for being here and manifesting the powers. Stay tuned for more is coming up today. Maheshwara Puja, Venkateshwara Darshan, all the greatest things that Bhagwan is going to continuously offer for us. So stay tuned and experience the oneness, conscious sovereignty as your reality. With that, let's end the session with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamudashyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavate Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam Paduka Arpanamastu Om Nithyanandam. Thank you so much and see you after the Venkateshwara Darshan in Power Manifestation session.
Nithyanandam, welcome to all of you, all the viewers, visitors, devotees and disciples, and all the Kailashins from across the globe who are very, very delightfully celebrating this auspicious Guru Poornima day. And just as the auspicious day of Guru Poornima is culminating, Kailasa is being filled with celebrations, festivity. Literally, we can touch and feel joy and celebration in the air of Kailasa all over the globe. We have had thousands of offerings and so many devotees, so many people, so many Hindus around the globe. All of us who have come together to celebrate the auspicious happening of Paramashiva himself as our Guru, the very avatar, the 1008th living incarnation of Paramashiva, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam. In Guru Gita, Paramashiva beautifully says, Naguroratikam, Naguroratikam, Naguroratikam. There's nothing greater than the Guru, nothing greater than the Guru, nothing greater than the Guru. And today is the very day where we all, the entire